Alright, in this episode we are doing the body kit. This is actually in 3 pieces, as you can see. So fiberglass molding, something new to learn. This is the part that's going to make the car stand out a whole lot more. We're also doing a short shifter upgrade, so stay tuned, looking forward to getting into it.
My shifter bushes had seen better days. This is the Cartboy Subaru kit from Car Mods Australia. First off, we remove the gear knob, then we get under the car to start loosening the selector bolts. They're pretty easy to access.
Some bad news, this whole trim piece has to come out because we cannot get that bolt out. And the only way to get the bolt out is to remove everything else around it, so kind of sucks.
After that, the selector gear came out next, and the installation process was actually really easy. You can see how worn these 20-plus-year-old bushes were. Next, with some grease, we swap the gear onto the new shifter and everything goes back into place. Before I put the center console in though, I wanted to make a bracket to hold my fire extinguisher, which you need for most track days. This was a really good spot because I could access it with my own hands in the driver's seat in case of an emergency, but it's all fitted up and looking better.
I'll tell you what guys, that's not bad, but that throw and the feeling, because we've replaced those 2 worn bushes, is sensationally better. This bolt sits higher, so you actually have clearance. The old one didn't. It is 38 degrees today, and I'm feeling it. This is so much more quiet in the cabin. This new exhaust is a lifesaver. And the short shifter feels, well, it's going into gear. That sounds awesome. That sounds good!
Organisation is so important for this part. First up was the front bumper to come off, which also meant moving the headlights, grille and fog lights out the way. Sure enough, the old front bumper came right off.
There's going to be things that I'm going to have to work on. I mean, the license plate holder is massive. There should be a cover there as such, but it's all here. I was a bit scared. I was like, how the hell do they fit all this in? But the side skirts are here as well, so that's also a 2-piece. The good thing about this is that all the bolts are in the same place, so I can tell what goes where, but we need to take this off before we can even worry about building this up.
Side skirts were next to come off, and yeah, we might have flathead blasted 20 years of dirt off the chassis. That's what I call weight reduction.
All the old stock body is off. You can tell this car's had a couple hits. A lot of secrets lying here. This panel looks... Whoever repaired this did a really shit job. Look at that.
So close, yet so far, seeing the car without its panels. I really cannot wait to see this new kit in one piece and painted on the Subaru. Before molding the kit into one piece, we need to test fit every panel. The last thing you want is an aftermarket kit that does not fit, and would you know it, the front bumper was not working out.
Don't know why that's a fitment problem, but essentially we're cutting out this layer here. It's not really fun to cut, to be honest, but we'll smooth it up, and that is no problem for the front bumper. This is very tedious.
Luckily, the side skirts and rear bar fit perfectly, and now the test fit was complete. Before any fiberglass molding happens, I had to sand down all the panel edges to create a surface the fiberglass sheets could stick on. Then we had to tech screw the panels together, so we had a way to hold the bumper pieces on. Then we had to tech screw the panels together, so we had a way for the bumpers to hold while it was drying. This process took a long time. After that, we were ready to prepare the fiberglass sheets for molding. This is my first time ever doing this, and I can tell you, fiberglass is extremely itchy.
So everything's now drying, but I was like not prepared for that, and I was so confused on why we were tech screwing in, but it all makes sense now. So massive thanks to him. That is the last piece going on, and the front bumper almost ready.
Once you put the hardener into the glue, you need to act fast as it dries in a matter of minutes. Tori added the glue and I put on the fiberglass patches. We put 6 to 7 of these strips onto the bumper, giving it a really secure fitting. And after an hour, the bumper was solid and in one piece again. We then dropped these off to my friends at Evolution Crash Repairs to get painted before going on the car. And yes, I am going with the factory colour. Now, we aren't done yet. While I have to wait for painting, I'm doing 2 more jobs to improve this car. AC delete and alloy radiator. Now, a lot of you may be asking, why would I remove my AC system? However, mine does not work. There was already a puncture in the AC line near the cabin filter. Doing this job is much easier with space, so the old radiator comes out and gives us the room we need to take out the AC condenser, which is in front of the radiator.
Okay, so now we can much easier access the AC compressor bolts. So this pulley is actually run separately, so it's got nothing to do with the power steering or alternator. So we're going to delete this now, and because I've got more room, thank goodness, pulley off, these brackets off. Getting to some of these bolts in the AC compressor will be difficult, but we have more room, thankfully.
AC delete bracket on, and this engine bay is looking a lot less cluttered with the AC lines removed, reducing a lot of weight in the process. Now, my heater and fan will still work perfectly fine, the exact same as they were before. Lastly, we need to install the fans onto the new radiator. I will say this Australian made Fenix radiator really fit well and it didn't break the bank too much. After that, we fit the connectors and hoses back on and bleed the system with fresh coolant while running it to operating temperature.
Well guys, we're done for this part. Radiator's all in, everything's bled, and the car's running and driving. So the only real thing we need to do now is get this body kit fitted, which is going to definitely take some time. For the price that this Fenix radiator cost, really good fitment, that was a really simple installation, and the AC delete bracket was perfect. And apart from a couple of small things, this car is ready to go. But until we get this body kit fitted, which is definitely going to take some time, there's not much else that we can do. Any questions in the comments, let me know. But to all you guys, have a happy new year, and we cannot wait to get this car going very, very soon. Thanks for watching. See ya.